Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gemma's Window. If you have done the calculations in the calculation box below, and you have determined you are a power year number 6, then you are at the right place. Hey, sixes, we're in April 2020, and that means you are in the month of 1. Let's explain these numbers a little bit, and then let's talk about business, love, and any question that you have. Now, if you're in a year of 6, the predominant thing about the year of 6 is that it's about love and relationships, and turning corners in relationships and making it permanent, letting it go. It's also about moving home or redecorating. It's about home and hearth. You might be increasing your family or making some kind of adjustment or changes with children. You're in this month of 1, which is new beginnings, and it's also about people depending on you to be a leader and to come up with new and original ideas, and maybe even to stick up for them or stand up for them in a troubled time, or you end up standing up for yourself. And there are some people around you who don't like it, but it's like, no, it's time that I do that. Another thing about 6 is it's a lot about responsibility. So you'll hear me talk about that if the appropriate cards come up, where it's about how much do I give? How much can I now start to, demand to receive, or vice versa. So let's pull some cards. We have 3 different decks, and we're going to pull cards, and we're going to start with, 6s, those of you who are working, and how you're perceived at work, or if there's any information Spirit wants you to know in this month of new beginnings. I do want to mention to you that anything that you hear in a Power 6 reading is for you. It's meant for you. So just because the particular cards that suit you came up under having a job when actually you're looking for a job, if those cards fit you, it's for you. And if you've listened to a Power Year 6 by mistake, it's for you. That's the way metaphysics works. It's a very creative way to look at things and think about things. All right, 6s, let's pull some cards and see how is work going for our 6s who are employed right now. Very interesting. 6s, this is about movement. We've discussed that 6 can be about relocating, it can be about redecorating, it can be about moving your desk in the office to a few feet away. There is movement here happening within your workplace. And the specific twist of the card is that nobody really has a clear path of where you're going. Maybe everybody in the office, or the important people to you in the office, think you're doing a great job, and they're trying to give you more acknowledgement or more work, but they're really not sure what's going to open up for you as far as a position, how you're going to do in a particular position, where you're going to thrive. But they know you're going places. Now, what I have is the best outcome for you is a new project. Something new lands in your lap. So you're going to have an opportunity in this month of new beginnings to take off and take on, and no matter how minute it is, because we are in a pandemic, and so you may be receiving something that is not usually your thing, or your responsibility, or your job, or it's a whole different ball game because you're trying to work from home, or it's a whole different ball game because you're on lockdown somewhere and you got to stay there indefinitely or 4 days at a time. I mean, it's a whole new playing field out there for you yourself to decide, where do I want to be, who do I want to be, how do I want to come across, and you have a moving vehicle to help you with that, to people who are the people who can assign you better pay, better positions, or what have you. Now, coming into being, I see you upset and disgruntled and like, what, I did my best, but I don't really want it to stay this way. I did my best and I'm not being recognized or what have you in that way. But you have a ton of relationships around you, and you've proved yourself time and time again to people in your social life, co-workers, bosses. You've really done very well with relationships. That's what the cards want you to know. Sixes, you've done what you can, and now you may have to sit back a bit and wait and see what happens. Now, in the month, we're in April, so in the month of May, you're going to be in the month of 2, and that's the month of working with others. And so you may find by the end of April, beginning of May, that you can't stand it anymore, and that you just have to voice your opinion about what's going on and who done you wrong and what you're owed. And it will be a good time to do that. You may bring it up in April or the end of April, but you may try to work with people and smooth it over in May, because that's the month of working together. That's the month of being a peacemaker or trying to smooth over any feathers that you may have ruffled. So think about it in terms of that, is that not burning bridges, because you have a lot of bridges to burn, I see here. That doesn't mean gripes. It means a lot of positive relationships or opinions about you, and we wouldn't want you to burn those bridges and then, God forbid, not be able to recover them. Sixes, let's take a look for those of you who are looking for work. You're in this month of 1. It's in the month of new beginnings, but it may just be an idea. It may just be a seed you've planted because you've applied for something. Or it may be that you're actually given the opportunity to begin something new this month. Let's take a look. Or it might be the beginning of unemployment because you're home. Let's take a look. Or it's the beginning of working from home. Okay, so we have sixes here who are looking for work. So I feel like there are some opportunities that you're missing here. And I feel like there's an opportunity to your left and there's an opportunity to your right. I feel like one is more clear and clear cut, and I feel like the other one is you have to pursue it more, bring it up more, whatever that is. But what I have is you're not tapping into the right sources. You're not saying the right buzzwords, calling the right people. And I think, according to what I'm seeing, is that you have an idea of who it's supposed to be, but either you don't want to be a pest, or you might be stepping on somebody else's toes so that you're hoping that it falls into place. So let me give you 2 ideas and then we'll move on. You're in the month of new beginnings. This is the month of new beginnings. This is the month where you plant the seeds of desire, or you stand up for yourself and say what you want. It's also the year of 6, so that if you feel like you're very justified in what you're asking for, then you got to stand up for that and you've got to go for that. I do want to make it clear that there is an opportunity out there for you that isn't so straight in your face. It's like, maybe you got this, I don't know, you were thinking about somebody you used to know, and if you could call them, but you haven't talked to them in 3 years, and if you suddenly call, you feel funny saying, hi, I know I haven't talked to you, but I know you work for so-and-so, and I feel like if you've got an idea or a connection and you don't want to push it, I feel like you're getting validation right now to go ahead and push it. To stand up for yourself and push it. And you have all next month to try to smooth it over because that's your working as a team and peacemaking month. Okay, sixes, we've got a very romantic year here for you. It's the most romantic year. It can also mean breakup, but it's more so the most romantic year, and going to new heights with your love and loved one, and getting more of what you want in a relationship. So I'm going to pull three cards for you sixes, and I'm going to ask what's the perception by six's partner of them and how they're doing. But if the cards choose not to tell me that, then I'll say, what does Spirit want six? I'll ask, what does Spirit want six to know about their relationship this month of April? And whichever way it comes is the way. And again, I have that discontented card. So I feel like you've been discontented. But that's not where you're going. But I feel like there have been question marks and issues with your relationship, sixes, and you don't have a long time to go to find out where it's headed. You don't have a long time to go. So if you are waiting to get pregnant, you don't have a long time to go, and that's been putting stress on your relationship. If you're waiting to see how someone copes with a request that you made, or how if you can stand up to the request that they made, you don't have long to go until you find out what the answer and the outcome of that is going to be. It's going to be very soon, and probably in the May area. Now, what I have coming into fruition is the new relationship card. So again, that can mean that you are bringing somebody else into the family. Maybe you want a pet, or maybe you want a child, or a new idea or a new concept completely. And you're going to find out, really soon, if you're going to get that wish or that dream of what you want. I'm leaving it at that because I don't want to confuse the issue more. If I keep making examples and I don't say yours, I can confuse you more. I just think you're going to find out very quickly if this relationship is going to go in the direction that you want it to go. And I think you're going to make a decision, and it may be unpopular this month if you say, okay, this isn't good enough, I have to go, I need something else. Or, I'm sorry, I can't give you what you want, I have to go. Let's shuffle these cards now, and let's take a look at sixes who are looking for a relationship this month. Who are looking for it. And any of these words that I'm saying, if it fits you, six, it's for you, six. Let's take a look. Okay, that's like the reprimand card. So you're looking for a relationship, and we have a card where I feel like someone kind of slaps you on the wrist that you weren't expecting that from. You're like, wow, I really wasn't expecting a slap on the wrist. I really wasn't expecting attention in that way, that I got it. And I feel like this is another situation that you're going to make a very quick decision that this isn't good enough for you. I have, in your recent past, I have the Empress card, which is a gorgeous card for, again, it's a great fertility card for anybody out there in a six world that's looking for children. But it's also about getting your ducks in order and delayed success. And it's like you've been waiting and planning and trying to pick the right person and trying not to settle. And I think a situation may come up in this month of April that doesn't work for you, and that you may very abruptly say tough and walk away. Or maybe it's a venue that you're using to meet people and you say, this isn't serving me. I'm just going to have to, come up with other ways to meet people. And then coming into being is that you just get better and better and better all the time, sixes. When you stand up for yourself, you just get sexier and hotter and hotter and hotter. The month of May for you is the month of 2, and that's another month of coupling. So if you miss the boat in April and you're just getting yourself sexier every day, give yourself a chance in May. Like, it ain't over till it's over. Okay, sixes. Let's go to our final section of the reading, and that is when you ask any question that you would like. Now, this can be, again, about love and relationship or job. It can be about health, finance, anything at all. Relocation, anything, any question that you have. Okay, but. Don't ask it as a yes or a no. I'm usually not going to say yes or no. I'm going to say how your energy looks at this time. If you keep going the way that your energy looks at this time, what the probability is of movement and where it's going to go. So it's a little bit more elaborate of an answer than a yes or no. But the more specific you are with your question, the more specific you can make my answer fit. Here we go. What's the best outcome for our wonderful number 6s in this month of April? New beginnings. Ooh la la ski. Well, you might be happy to know you got the Lover's card as your best, possible outcome. And so for anybody who is interested in that subject matter, I feel like there's just going to be choices for you in love. And I think that your readings also lent itself, your love reading also lent itself to that. It's not the traditional boy meets girl situation. They court, they fall in love, they get engaged, they do this. It's not that this month for you, 6s. It's more up, down, all around, but it seems to really suit you that I kind of like this, a little bit of drama and a little bit of excitement and a little bit of more than one person interested in me, and maybe I'm interested in more than one person. I can handle that. And I feel like there's this other theme of secretiveness for you this month, 6s, is that you kind of are keeping your mouth shut and you're kind of watching and waiting to see what happens. It's like you're like a sly little dog over there, and that's the feeling that I get. And coming into your future are very helpful people. You have friends, you have people who have your best interest at heart, people surrounding you who want to support you and give you good advice. Now, they may give you a little bit of too much advice, and that may be why you're keeping everything on the down low and being secretive. Because too many hands in the cookie jar drive you crazy, even though they're not trying to hurt you, but you know who they are out there when some friends are stronger than others when they give opinions or something like that, and you want to keep it on the down low. So you're in the month of new beginnings. It looks to me like you are having new opportunities and new choices across the board. You have a great card for education and wisdom and patience, so that I think that even if this is in a way of work or in a way of career, or you're at college and you're trying to decide on a major kind of thing, I think that you've been very patient. You've been doing your homework. You have been, and now there's going to be choices coming your way in all of the above, in any area of your life, and there's going to be support for you, and it's up to you whether you accept that support or not. Thank you, sixes. Thank you for joining Gemma's Window. And if you'd like to know more information about me or make a reading time with me, please jump on my website at gemmaswindow@gmail.com. If you would like to subscribe, I would love to have you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next month when you're in the month of two, sixes. Bye for now.